Is it possible to harmonize a chorale with the approach of partimenti? Yes, it is. In this video, I show you how. Welcome to this new video. I'm Riccardo, Musici Prattici, and here on the web I teach to all musicians in the world music, Baroque, Renaissance music and composition as you lived in the Renaissance or in the Baroque. Today we have a very interesting question because Théophile from France, hello Théophile, asked me, one of the students of the Partimento Method, asked me if we can approach the harmonization of chorales with the tools that he is learning in the Partimento Method. And the answer is yes, we can, combining solmization with the Partimento Method and all the patterns. And in this video I want to show you how. Now, let's go to the keyboard, so I can do this way. It's very beautiful, as you can see. And you can see now the screen. We can talk about all of this. Very nice. So this is our screen. Perfect. Let's move it down. And there we go. Now, this is a chorale. And for each verse, let's see what are the patterns that we can use from the Partimento method, in general from the method based on partimenti. But first of all, let's fix the light. Okay, now the light is not annoying anymore and we can start. We have Jumuke dich olibe zele. Let's play the bass and let's play the melody. Here. La, sol, fa, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi. Okay. Here we have La, Sol, Fa. When we have a La, Sol, Fa, we can use different patterns. One of these patterns is the leaping Romanesca. La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. Only a portion of the little Romanesca, of the leaping Romanesca. And so we are talking about this. The leaping Romanesca is in chapter 6. Let's take the leaping Romanesca, and as you can see, if we check the major version transposing from C major to F major, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, we'll use only the first part. We can even use another pattern, which is the chromatic Romanesca, which is in chapter 8 of the Partimento Method, and this is the main essence of the Partimento Method. So you can learn each pattern separately, and then you can combine all of them. The chromatic Romanesca, let's go to the major section here, F major, with C sharp, La, Sol, Fa, and you have two versions. One with the 5-6, La, Sol, Fa, 6-5, and another one with a diminished 7th, which is this one, of course, but transposed to F major, and so La, Sol, Fa. When we have the La, Sol, Fa, we can even have a little cadence, because La, Sol, Fa can be the cadence of the alto. It's even true that we are at the beginning of a chorale, so using D minor when we are a chorale in F major, maybe it's not the best choice at the beginning. So that's why here we are using the Romanesca. So let's take the pen, which is not here, and let's write the pattern that we have. So the leaping Romanesca at the beginning. On Patreon, join Patreon, because you can download this PDF and other incredible resources for learning Renaissance or Baroque music as you lived in the Renaissance. So we have the leaping Romanesca, LR, let's write it extensively, leaping pin Romanesca. And where is in TPM? TPM is in stage 6.2. Perfect. La, Sol, Fa, La, Sol, Fa. Actually arriving up to this point. La, Sol, Fa. Then we have Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Fa, Mi. Now, Re, Mi, Fa. Here we can recognize another pattern of the Partimento Method. This is the ascending tetrachord, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, and the harmonization corresponds to the ascending tetrachord, with the difference that in the ascending tetrachord we wouldn't put regularly, general the 5-3 here, but more 3-7 or 3-6 with this difference, but is still an ascending tetrachord, or more than ascending tetrachord, so ascending tetrachord, we can identify the long comma cadence, which is in chapter 7 of the Partimento Method. So the long comma cadence featuring degrees 6, 7, 1, fa, fa, sol, la, re, mi, fa. And after this, the bass features something else. So the comma cadence is this one, long comma, if we consider even re, mi, fa, and we are in stage TPM 7.2. No, that's not true, 7.3. Let's take the example, long comma cadence. So we are in chapter 6, in chapter 7, 7.3 we said exactly, so the cantus cadence, and as you can see we have the comma cadence here, mi fa, in F major. Let's take F major, comma cadence, mi, fa, and the long comma cadence, the second version, mi, fa, and another version of the long comma cadence which implies the ascending tetrachord, which is a structural part. Then the ascending tetrachord is a structural building. Now the long comma cadence, even this version, is the rhetorical function within the phrase. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, sol, fa, mi. For example, this way. And so we can have a long comma cadence, as you can see, featuring the 7th, 8, 7, 5, 3 in F major, sol, sol, fa, mi. And here the two phases are overlapped with the leaping Romanesca. Now, after this, mi, fa, sol, do. Here it's clearly a compound cadence because of mi, fa, sol, do, and in the compound cadence we'll use suspensions. That's why we'll put 4, 3 here. Mi, mi, fa, sol, with a very beautiful, interesting imitation. Mi, fa, sol, mi, fa, sol, mi, fa, sol, mi, fa, sol. And so compound cadence. With compound cadences we are in TPM stage 4.2 simple 3 compound cadence. This way. Then we have sol, mi. Let's read the following phrase. Sol, mi, fa, la, sol, fa, sol, la, sol, fa. Or la, mi, re, do, re, mi, re, do. We can even stay in the same hexachord. Here in the bass we have mi, fa, re, mi, fa. When we have sol, mi, sol, mi, we have the comma cadence, another comma, simple comma in this case. Comma, so stage 7.3, as you can see here. We have fa, mi, or sol, fa, mi, sol, mi, fa, mi. A comma and even another little comma. 2 commas where the second one is more similar to the long comma. Re, mi, fa, re, mi, fa. As you can see, comma and long comma. So 7.3. La, sol, fa, sol, la, mi, fa, sol. Here we are at the presence of fa, mi, fa, sol, do. A cadence which is another compound cadence because here we'll put 4, 3. So again, compound cadence TPM 4.3. Now, The very interesting thing is that if you use solmization, you know that you have La and Fa. This could be the very interesting point, the very beautiful point, where to put a section, a cadence to D minor. So, La, Sol, Fa, Sol, La, Sol, Mi, Fa, La, or Fa, La, Sol, Fa. Since you have La, Sol, Fa, in the bass you can use the 7-1. La, Sol, Fa, Sol, La, Sol, Fa. This way. And anytime you have a La, Fa, La, Fa, La, Sol, Fa, you can use 6, 3, which is another pattern in common in common with the Monte, or with the Fonte, La, Sol, Fa, Sol, Fa, Mi, or the 3 down to up, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, because they follow this movement. Then we have the second section. Here, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Re, Mi, Fa. The first thing which comes to my mind is another time the Romanesca, but this time stepwise Romanesca, because here we have a 6. This is of course an appoggiatura. This note is 7, 6, 7, 8, 3. So Do, Do, Fa. And the stepwise Romanesca is in stage 6, no, 3.6. Here it is. So F major is B4. Here it is Fa, Mi, Re with a 6 harmonic on this degree. 3, 6. Fa, Mi, Re, as you can see. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Fa, Mi, Fa, Sol, La. Now, this is a kind of Fa, Sol, Fa, Sol, Do. Here we are moving to a cadence to C major, so we can find another compound cadence of another type than the previous compound cadence. This is the compound cadence where we have degree 5 and degree 1. This is the other compound cadence where we have degree 4, 5 and degree 1. Fa, Sol, Do. And so we'll use the version with 5, 6 and 3, 5. Fa, Mi, Fa, 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 Mi, Fa in the middle. So compound cadence, and we are in TPM 4.3, and with the stepwise Romanesca, so stepwise Romanesca, we are in TPM 3.6, as you can see. Do, Re, Mi, Fa. Here we have a connection, just a stepwise motion. Fa, Fa, Mi. If you ask me, what can this remind in terms of schemata? Of course, we do not have this schema in its first original meaning, but take this phrase. Fa, Fa, Mi, La, La, Sol. This can be the Monte Romanesca. Mi, Mi, Fa, Fa, Mi, La, La, Sol, Fa, Sol, Mi, Do, Fa. And so the Monte Romanesca in TPM, Monte Romanesca, Monte Roma, mia, no, Romanesca, TPM 6.11 is not Romagna Mia, but Monte Romanesca. Let's play the Monte Romanesca and let's take the prototype. So Monte Romanesca, where is it? 6.11. Now you could say, but is so strong the relationship? Yes and no, because we are not talking about a true Monte Romanesca that we can find at the beginning of a composition as an opening pattern. But they are tools that you have already studied and in your fingers, so you can approach a sight reading harmonization of these. You can harmonize this on the spot because you already have the notes arriving from all the patterns of the Partimento teaching, the Partimento method. Then they already are in your fingers, and you can just play them. This is the Monte Romanesca in the same key actually. La, sol, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So, mi, re, mi, fa, fa, mi, la, sol. And this is just a little excerpt, but it works. Re, mi, fa, sol. Count on cadence to che, sol, fa, ut. Now, we have another thing, do, re, mi, fa, fa, which is actually the same melody. And the very interesting thing is that we have another bass, do, re, mi, fa, fa, do, re, mi, fa, fa, mi, re, do, re, do. So the same melody, as you can see, is approached with another bass. What can we recognize in the second part? What can we see? Fa, fa, mi, re, mi, fa. Here, we can see the comma cadence, the bass plus the top voice here features re, mi, fa. The comma cadence we have already talked about because we are reading with harmonization, and so we know re, mi, fa, re, mi, fa, and so re, no, where is it? Here, re, mi, fa, re, mi, fa, re, mi, fa. And then the count cadence of the other type 4, 3. So comma cadence here, comma cadence plus here compound cadence. And another thing, do, re, mi, fa, sol, do is an ascending pentachord. So ascending pentachord from degree chord from degree 1 to 5, and we are in TPM 5.2. The ascending tetrachord is TPM 5.3 because we talked about both patterns before. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, do. Perfect. Now the next phrase is re, mi, fa, mi, sol, fa, mi, re. And the bass features sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol. What can we see? Here, it's true that we have fa, mi, fa, a little clausula in this point, and re, mi, fa, it's very interesting this point because we cannot start in G minor. Re, mi, fa. We finished in C major, but Bach, and so that's why Bach is restarting in C major. But the harmony that we are using is the same of the re, mi, fa, re, mi, fa. Another pattern that we can study, that you can study in TPM chapter, so stage TPM 6.6 called Do, Re, Mi. Very similar, so the minor version is the Re, Mi, Fa, where we have a different note at the beginning because of the connection. We are in a chorale, but we can recognize the Re, Mi, Fa, the structural bass here in the middle voice. And this is counterpoint. Re, Mi, Fa. Then we have Fa, Mi. A kind of passo indietro, which is a kind of alto cadence. In this case, in the top, in the bass, we have the comma cadence, comma, because this note works as an appoggiatura, F appoggiatura to this note, fa, mi. So sol, fa, mi in the top, and mi, fa, mi against mi, fa, mi, fa, mi, fa, this way. And so this is the comma cadence. We have already talked about the comma cadence, followed by sol, fa, mi, re. This is a cadence to the 5th degree. And so if we add, imagine to add this, fa, mi, re. This is a cadence very similar to the converging cadence, which is a cadence of stage 7.2, where we stop on the 5th degree with this passage. Let's take the cadence. We are in chapter 7, 7.3, because it belongs to the count on cadences group of the, so to the cantus cadences group, and so is this one. La sol fa mi, with another voice singing sol fa mi re, sol fa mi re, fa mi re, fa mi re. Here in the example at the right we are in C major, so we stop on G. Sol fa mi re. In the previous example we are in F major, and so this is sol, sol fa mi re. Okay, then here we have re, sol, re, mi, fa, sol, and we are at the presence of a little passage which is the alto cadence, 5-3. In solmization, that's why solmization is useful. You know that you have sol, mi, and so what can you put in the melody? You'll put the clausola bassizans in the melody. Why? Because let's take the other cadence, the alto cadence. In the alto cadence here, you can put a movement, but let's go to the major version. When you have in the bass the passage between degrees 5 and 3, and solmization is sol mi, you can put sol, do in the melody, or ascending, sol, do, re, mi, fa, but even another setting, which is here from D to G. Re, sol, re, 5, sol, 3, re, sol, and transpose these a fifth down, and you have the same thing but starting from G. Re, sol, re, sol. So this is the alto cadence, and we are in 7.5. So why so many cadences? Because we are in a chorale, and here we have a lot of cadences because the phrases are very short. Okay, we are not in a big composition, it's just a chorale. Sol, mi, fa, re. Here, sol, mi, fa, re. At this point, you could use the 3 down to up actually. Sol, mi, fa, re. But you can even use other things. Sol, mi, fa, mi, re. La, sol, fa. Here, Bach could do La, sol, fa, the deceptive cadence, and he does this. You can put a 6th harmony this way, and so you'll put a 3-5. Another possibility, more interesting, consists in a deceptive cadence, so you'll put sharp followed by 3-5, so deceptive cadence in D minor, sol with a 6th harmony. If you want, you can put something like this, which is even, if you think, a passage very similar to a Monte. Re, mi, fa, re, sol, mi, la. It's very similar. Re, sol, mi, fa, la, sol, fa. Deceptive cadence, la, sol, fa, sol, la, fa, sol, la. Here when you have 5, 6, 8 on degree 4, you can use the passing for 6 with the augmented fourth. In fact, the fourth is E natural and it works very well. Fa, sol, la, sol, fa. And at the end, another count-on cadence to conclude the entire phrase, as you can see. So this is how we can approach the harmonization of a chorale based on the patterns arriving from Partimento. And it's very useful because when you study partimento, you study a bass movement with the addition of another structural melody. The same thing can be then reported when you start from a melody. Here we are even basing our harmonization on the given bass, but just starting from the melody, you can deduce the note of the bass, all the possibilities, since you have already studied the structural melody of a possible bass. So it's just a matter of playing what your fingers already know, because you have all these passages already in your hands. So let's play this chorale, let's harmonize this from the beginning. Leaping Romanesca, La, Sol, Fa, comma, long comma, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Fa, Mi, Sol, Mi, Fa, La, Sol, Fa, Sol, La, Sol, Fa. The second time, let's do a variation. La, Sol, Fa, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Fa, Mi, Sol, Mi, Fa, variation, Fa, La, Sol, Fa, to the minor, La, Sol, Fa, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Fa, La, Sol, Fa, Sol, Fa, Mi, Fa, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Fa, La, Sol, Fa, Sol, Sol, Fa, Re, Mi, Fa, Mi, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Sol, Mi, Fa, La, Sol, Fa, Sol, La, Sol, Fa. Now I'm playing with many voices, so not only 4 voices, but even 6, 5, 6, 7 voices, depending on the phrases, to have a full harmony. Because when you accompany a chorale on the keyboard, it's better if you play with more than just 4 voices to give a complete harmony, and you can even practice with 4 voices. This is how to do with starting with partimento, so a partimento based method, and doing your realization. And this is a very useful exercise to have in order to unify something a point where we start from the bass and another point where we start from the melody, because at the end counterpoint is essentially 2-part counterpoint. The third part is generally something arriving from the already existing combination of 2 single parts. The great thing about the Partimento method is that everything is cataloged. Each pattern, schema and sequence has an entirely dedicated stage. Choose what you want to learn, look at the explanation, and do the exercises available to you in all the keys. Say you want to learn more about something, for example about the printer. What the printer is, how it works, how to best use it. Very simple. You open the website, you choose the printer stage in its chapter, you look at the explanation and just learn it. Or you simply want to see some examples of the Romanesca? That's very simple too. Open the Leaping Romanesca stage, choose the video with the analysis of the examples, and that's it. Everything is cataloged, easy to access, quick to consult. Always available for the Musicus Practicus apprentice, like you. Start for free now, and only if you like, continue your magical journey in the Partimento Method.